Hello, welcome to another foundation class with Mathemasoft. Today, we'll be dealing with foundation class while solving equations. In the previous classes on foundation class, we have looked at how you can deal with linear equation, that is, equation where the word unknown there has just power of what? 1. We say 2x plus 3x, we say that this will give us 5x. We have explained earlier that x or any other alphabet, they are usually called unknown in any equation. They are the unknown, or you call them the variable. So any of the letters from your alphabet, A, B, C, D, down to your X, Y, Z, they are called unknown or the variable. They are usually those unknown or variable that you want to find out their values while solving an equation. So in today's class, we want to look at various equations and how you can go about what? Solving them. The tools that you use in solving your equations are simply the signs that we have, the arithmetic signs that we have. Either we are adding, we are subtracting, we are dividing, or we are what? Multiplying. So these 4 signs that you have are very important if you must solve any equations. So we are going to use this space for the solution, and all these that you have on the board, don't look at them as overwhelming questions. They are not. They are just simple questions that you can solve and you should be able to solve after this video. So let's look at these general questions. These 6 questions already cut across everything that you have. Okay? Find the value of the unknown in the equations below. So in the equation 1, we have 3x equals 15. Now, you must know that what we want to find here is x. Our interest is to find the value of x. So you must always pay attention to x so that you will know what is disturbing you from getting the value of x. All we want to achieve is for this x to stand alone. We want this x to be alone. But the only thing that makes this x not to be alone here is the 3 there. So our target is to remove what? These 3 away from this x. To separate these 3 and x, we have to realize that the sign between 3 and x is multiplication sign, because it is only 3 times x that will give you 3x. So the sign between them is multiplication, and then you must come to the knowledge that dealing with your multiplication, you relate with your what? Division, and dealing with your addition, you relate with your what? Subtraction. So this is how it goes. In order for you to nullify or to remove anything with multiplication, you have to use division. In order to remove anything that is attached by addition, you have to use subtraction, and vice versa. In other words, in order to remove anything in division, you use multiplication. In order to remove anything in subtraction, you use addition. So let's apply that knowledge. Now, this 3 is attached to this x with multiplication. So we can only remove it by what? Using division. So I will say I will divide by 3 on this side. I will also divide by 3 on this side. Don't forget that equal sign in mathematics means that you must do everything equally. Whatever you do to this side, you must also do it to this side. You are dividing by 3 here. You must also divide by 3 here. So we now have 3 times x divided by 3 on this side, and on the other side, 15 is divided by 3. And then 3 cancel 3. 3 here, 1. 3 in 15 will give me 5. So my x equals 5 over 1 and x equals to what? 5. So the answer to question number 1 is x equals to 5, because we divided both sides by what? 3 in order to remove this 3. Why did we divide both sides by 3? Because this 3 is attached to this x by multiplication. And to remove multiplication, we have to use division. Okay? That is very, very simple. So let's look at question number 2. In question number 2, we have x minus 2 equals 2. We want to find the value of x. So let's look at x. What is disturbing us from separating or removing this x on its own is because it is attached to what? Minus 2. Okay? So we want to remove this minus 2. And I already said that if you want to remove anything with negative, you have to use what? Positive. So because this is attached by negative sign, you must use positive sign. And then because it is these two minus 2 we want to remove, we say let us remove by positive sign. We are going to add 2 to both sides. So we have x minus 2, which is here, then plus 2, and this equals to 2, then plus 2. So minus 2 plus 2. In the previous foundation class, you already know that what? That will become 0, because minus 2 plus 2 is like you are owing 2 naira, or you are owing somebody 2 coins and you have 2 coins. Okay, so if you use the 2 coins to pay up the 2 coins you are owing, that will remain what? 0 with you. So what we have left here is what? X equals 2 plus 2 that we have on the other side, and that will be equals to what? X equals to what? 4. So our answer here will be 4, because everything here would have become 0. So our x is equals to 4. I hope you are following with the class. So number 3. Number 3, here I have x plus 4 equals to 1. The only thing that is removed, that is disturbing this x from standing alone, is this plus 4. What are we going to use to remove plus 4? We are going to use minus. Because it is plus we want to remove, we use minus. And because it is 4, we say we subtract 4 from what? Both sides. So that is x plus 4 minus this 4 equals 1 minus 4. So plus 4 minus 4 will give us 0. We have x equals 1 minus 4. And x equals to what? Minus 3. Don't forget, 4 minus 1 will give you 3, but 1 minus 4 will give you minus 3. I've already explained this in the previous foundation classes that I have uploaded on this channel. So try to see those videos so that you can always learn, this kind of subtraction if you haven't mastered it. So this is what we are going to have. We are going to have x equals minus 3. So that's the solution to number 3. Number 4, I have x over 3 equals 5. Now the first thing you should do is that, because these actually look like a fraction, okay, let us also make this to look like a fraction. That will be x over 3 equals 5 over 1. Now don't forget, if you want to pronounce this, you say x divided by 3. X divided by 3, meaning that this is division. This 3 is attached to this x by division. X divided by 3. So it is divided by 3. So you can say that what? Let us remove division by what? Multiplication. So you multiply this side by 3. You multiply this side by 3. And that will give me x over 3 times 3. This 3 equals 5 over 1 times 3. Let us put this over 1 so that it will look like fraction, and this over 1, it will look like fraction. X times 3 over 3 times 1. So 3 here 1, 3 here 1. That will remain x over 1 equals 5 times 3, 15. 1 times 1, 1. X divided by 1 is x, and 15 divided by 1 is 15. And this will be our answer. So it is very, very important for you to understand this. Now, you can solve this, okay, with another approach. Okay? Or we have x over 3 equals 5. Let's make this 5 to be over 1. X over 3 equals 5 over 1. Then we do what we call cross multiplication. Okay, we call it cross multiply. So we want to cross multiply. Cross multiply means, okay, this will come and multiply this, and this will cross to multiply this. So it's cross. So let us first multiply the one that will give us x. That's 1 times x. 1 times x equals 3 times 5. So this is another thing you can do when you have equal sign separating fractions. Okay, so we can say 1 times x now equals to x. 3 times 5 will give you 15, and then you will get the same answer. So you can also give it this approach. Anyone you find easier, so you can always use it. But it's important that you understand the two methods. Okay, so let's look at question number 5. In question number 5, I have 2 over x equals 2 over 3. So because two fractions separated by equal sign, I can cross multiply. It's better you write it than for you to show it. But if you want to show it, you can always show it carefully, not on the equal sign, but what? Just right below it. So I have this one will give me x. So let me first do that one. That's 2 times x, because I want my x to be on the left hand side, equals 2 times this 3. Okay, so you can see that what these 2 now is attached to this x by what? Multiplication. So that's 2 times x. Okay, this will give me 6. That's 2 times 3 will give me what? 6. So this 2 is attached to this x by multiplication. So what are we going to use to remove this 2? We are going to use division. So you divide this side by 2, you divide this side by 2. So that will be 2 times x over 2 equals 6 divided by 2. 2 cancel 2, 1, 1. 2 here 1, 2 here 3. So x equals to what? 3. So that would be the answer to number 5. So let's look at number 6. Number 6. Okay. I have x over 5 equals 4 over 5. So the same way, I can cross multiply, okay, this to this to this. But because this is the one that will give me x, let me first do it. That's 5 times x equals 5 times 4. Now this 5 is attached to this x by multiplication, so I will use division to remove it. I will use division to remove it. That's 5 times x over 5 equals 5 times 4 over 5. 5 cancel 5 here, 5 cancel 5 here. So my x equals to what? 4. So this is the foundation, okay, approach that you can give to these what? Simple equations. So I have these equations, you know, separated into categories by category. That's category A, category B, category C, category D. In category A, you have the likes of these, okay, that looks like this. So we are going to solve that so that we can understand this better. So category B looks like something like this, okay. Category C looks like something like this, and category D looks like number 4 towards 6. So we are going to do justice to these questions in the next video. See you in the next video. Bye for now.